Yes, I've been working with Lucien very much so, and I'm delighted to be here today. You know what is very funny? I mean, this is all, shall we say, fate or destiny. But I was with Vice President Sambo in Mongolia 2 days ago for the Committee of Development's conference, where President Sambo gave a very good speech about democracy and democracy in Nigeria. And I just landed here yesterday night, and I was told I have to come here. But I'm really delighted to be here. I do have a personal touch with Nigeria. I have visited Nigeria twice. One when it was the 50th anniversary of Nigeria's independence, and then most recently when it was time for the inauguration of President Jonathan Goodluck. I was representing Canada there, so I'm very well aware of your country, and thank you very much for the great hospitality when I was there. So, Vice Minister Sambo, Mrs. Governors, High Commissioners, Maduka, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I deliver remarks to open this first ever investment conference between Canada and Nigeria. Mr. Fast regrets not being able to deliver, but I do understand that the Vice President and the Minister did meet Mr. Fast yesterday in Ottawa. I have no doubt that this conference will add fuel to the growing flames of interest in trade and investment between Canada and Nigeria. It is clear that there is significant momentum building in commercial relations between our two countries. I am impressed by the unprecedented importance that the Nigerian government and the business community are investing in this conference, and the interest shown by Canada's business community as well. And at this given time, I want to acknowledge the work of our High Commissioner, who is over here today, and the Trade Commissioner who is in Lagos for bringing such a strong delegation from Nigeria, and to you, High Commissioner, for doing that. Canada-Nigeria commercial relations are growing. Separate Canadian ministerial visits have highlighted the importance of Nigeria to Canada. Following visits last fall by the Ministers Fantino and Baird, in January of this year, Mr. Fast visited Nigeria along with a delegation of almost 30 businesses and 50 educational institutions to help strengthen trade and investment ties. His visit helped conclude such a high-level partnerships as the Manitoba Hydro's management of the transmission company of Nigeria, a natural fit between Canadian expertise in and Nigerian demand for electricity transmission. High on Canada and Nigeria's agenda is the Foreign Protection and Promotion Agreement, or as it's known as FIPA. I'm happy to state yesterday's announcement by Prime Minister Harper and Vice President Sambo that the FIPA negotiations have concluded, and that the next step is just a formal signature. This FIPA will protect investors operating abroad and promote foreign direct investment through legally binding provisions. By ensuring great protection against discriminatory and arbitrary practices and enhancing predictability of markets policy framework, this FIPA will allow investors to invest with great confidence by protecting Canadian investments in Nigeria and Nigerian investment in Canada. In Prime Minister Stephen Harper's own words, this agreement will facilitate investment flows between Canada and Nigeria, contributing to job creation and economic growth in both countries. It will provide Canadian companies and investors with the protection and confidence they need to take advantage of the many commercial opportunities in Africa's most populous nation. We are all here today, already to make a good on the Minister's advice. Negotiations for this FIPA were concluded only 2 weeks ago, driven largely by the political will of the people here today. And here we are already talking about how we can find new trade and investment opportunities. The speed at which this momentum has been building is truly astonishing, and likely has much to do with the idea that Canada and Nigeria are natural trading partners. Canadian companies are committed to conducting their activities in a socially and environmentally responsible manner. We are overwhelmingly positive corporate citizens that employ thousands of people abroad and create economic growth and development in countries where they operate. Indeed, at the end of the day, Canadian companies recognize that a commitment to corporate social responsibility is a commitment to their own success. Our Canadian government expects that our companies reinvest in the communities in which they do business. In closing, I would like to emphasize that the Canadian government firmly believes that we have only scratched the surface of what our two countries can achieve together. We have a dynamic and a very active diaspora at the forefront of Nigerian engagement in Canada, and I can tell you on a personal note that in Calgary, the city that I represent as the Member of Parliament, that we have a large Nigerian diaspora doing a fantastic job in Calgary, and I'm very honored to be invited every year at their National Day. We have a shared history of cooperation and collaboration that we can be proud of. And if you are willing to roll up our sleeves and work together, we will stimulate our new economic growth and job creation. Allow our Canadian strengths to help build your long-term prosperity. And with the new tool, a FIPA, which we can leverage together, we can continue to add fuel to the flame of trade and investment between Canada and Nigeria. Thank you very much.